How is it going, guys? My name is Wanzi Burnett, and welcome back to Katawa Shojou. And in the last couple of episodes, Hazal has been being an absolute dick, and I'm kind of a bit sick of it, but I don't know if I've made the right choices or not. I'm just gonna get rid of that as well, because Discord is being a bit of a dick to me right now. But yeah, I hope I've made the right choice. If I haven't, then I've got to live with it. And I don't want to have to live with a bad choice. I don't want to get a bad ending on my first playthrough of this. I'm desperate not to, so we'll see. But yeah, we're going to see Emmy's dad, which I assume means that it's a good thing. The words hang in the air, and I can see that Emmy's afraid that I'll panic and disappear in response, which a part of me almost wants to do. But it would be stupid of me to back out, or to suddenly abandon the promise I made to be there for Emmy when she needs me. The nurse thought it was weird of her to bring me along. She doesn't bring anyone along, or at least I'm willing to bet that she hasn't before today. The day seems to take on an even greater significance. What has it taken Emmy to even get this far? And why is that the best I can manage as a response? Yeah, I don't know what I should say. Nothing, I think. Just promise that you're going to come with me. Of course. You know I will. Emmy smiles wanly, looking a little relieved. Good. In that case, we'd better get going. The bus pulls up just a little after she finishes the sentence. Damn it. Vague memories of my first trip out here come to mind as I step off the bus, but unfortunately they're too vague to be of any use. I will be the first to admit that I don't quite recall how to get to Emmy's house, so I let her lead the way. She seems content to walk in silence, and I myself have no idea what I could possibly say, so the two of us arrive at her house having said nothing since getting off the bus. Emmy's mother opens the door and doesn't seem surprised to see me standing next to her daughter. I expect that Emmy would have phoned ahead to let her mother know of the change in plans. Emmy, here's Al. You're just in time. Lunch is just about ready. Great. I was afraid we might be running late. As fast as you were going this morning, I doubt there was much of a chance of that. I certainly hope she wasn't too much of a bother, his Al. She tends to get a little paranoid about being on time when food's involved. Oh, I'm hungry now. I'm just thinking of chicken sandwiches, and I have no idea why. I hadn't noticed. This earns me a swat on the arm from Emmy, who, despite the serious nature of our conversation on the bus and the almost brooding quiet walk, has quickly become cheerful again. Probably to keep her mother from worrying about whatever it is Emmy plans to tell me later. Mrs. Iburazaki ushers us in, and in a short order, we're around the table devouring lunch. I hadn't realised how hungry I was until I got here, but for once I seem to be eating almost as much as Emmy. Goodness, it's a good thing I made so much. The two of you are acting like you haven't eaten in days. I skipped breakfast this morning. Me too. Had to catch the bus, I assume? That, and I figured you'd make too much food, so it wouldn't matter if I skipped breakfast. Well, it's good to know that I'm predictable. Emmy nods enthusiastically, and the conversation falls off again as we nearly clear the table of anything edible. It's a testament to the sheer amount of food on offer that we don't finish everything. Damn, son. I lean back in my chair with a sigh and thank Mrs. Iburazaki for the food. I'm glad you liked it, Hizao. Now has Emmy told you where we're going? Yeah, sort of. Is it far from here? Not really, but we'll drive there to save time. It closes kind of early. I nod in assent and stand up, ready to go. Well then, shall we? Mrs. Iburazaki nods and leaves the room to grab her keys. Emmy, I notice, has started to fidget nervously. Second thoughts? Emmy smiles tightly at me and shrugs. She's fallen silent again, which probably means that I'm right, and she's starting to regret bringing me along. Not that I blame her. She's done such a good job of shutting me out that I doubt it's easy to suddenly open up. Honestly, I'm worried that she's forcing it. But she said while waiting for the bus that I'm not supposed to give her a chance to back out, and since I promised to go with her anyway, I suppose there's not much of a choice. I can't back out on my promise. And she can't go back on hers. I just hope that both of us are up to it. We're off. We're off! Squad-a-la! Emmy's mother blows through the dining room, collects the two of us and heads out the door at a brisk pace. Now I know where our daughter gets it from. Yes, you do. The car pulls up at the cemetery gates, and I feel Emmy tense up beside me. I reach over and give her a hand a comforting squeeze, which causes her to relax a little. Emmy's mother doesn't follow us, explaining that she prefers to visit the grave alone. Emmy steps through the gates and looks back, as if to make sure I'm still there. We step into the cemetery. I don't feel comfortable in cemeteries. Gravestones litter the ground. each one serving as a reminder that someone used to be alive and is no longer. How many died young? How many were as old as I am now? When do I wind up with a marker of my own? How much longer do I have left? The concept of not waking up, not seeing Emmy anymore, is not a happy one. It frightens me, and I very nearly turn around and exit right then and there. I don't want to be among dead people. I don't want to see their stones and think about who they were and what they could have been if only they had more time. Then I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was my dad and my brother. They were going mad about the tennis. Then I look at the girl next to me and my resolve returns. Emmy's striding purposefully down the path, eyes clear, setting a pace that's very nearly a jog. The sooner we get there, I suspect she thinks the better. We're here. A gravestone, wholly unremarkable in everything except for the name etched upon it. The grass has grown up around the base. Emmy's eyes are riveted to the stone. After a few moments, she turns around, looking surprisingly calm yet solemn. Pink's not actually my favourite colour, you know. What? I'm warming up to it. People tend to think that pink's my favourite colour. I think it's because I like strawberries. And even though those are red, they just assume that pink's the right colour for strawberries. And they're going mad down there, and it's quite annoying me. And it's my favourite colour, but it's not. I'm too polite to tell anyone otherwise, of course, and it's not the kind of thing worth getting worried about. But I'll bet even you thought pink was my favourite colour. Blue. That's my favourite colour. My mom and dad are the only two that know that, and now you do too. Thanks for telling me, I think. You're welcome. There's a pause as she considers what to say next, drawing a quick breath. I can't carry a tune to save my life. I can hum, but actually singing a song is something I've never been able to do. I don't mind because I'm not a fan of karaoke anyway. Well, that's one potential date idea out the window. People all think that I'm really popular and a friendly person, but I only have a few close friends. Probably because I keep everyone in the dark, but I think it's also because I hate the idea of losing a close friend. There aren't many people worth the risk. I'm terrible at saying goodbye. I sometimes think that I only run because it's what I used to do with my father. You're not my first boyfriend. I dated a guy for a long while during my second year at Yamaku, but in the end we broke up, because I didn't want to get closer to him. He couldn't live with that distance between us. Her rate of speaking increases slightly, as if she's rushing towards a finish line. I'm actually 1 year older than you. Everyone thinks I'm younger because I'm short, but I had to skip 1 year school because of my accident. They initially thought I was paralyzed, but when they pulled me out of that wreckage, I'd lost my legs already. But they were afraid I wouldn't even be able to use what was left of them. After surgery, it was clear that their initial assessment was mistaken. I couldn't feel my legs because of shock, short-term paralysis due to the other trauma I'd experienced. My recovery was one of the fastest they'd ever seen, or so they told me. I never found out if they were serious about that, or if they told that to all the patients learning to walk again. She pauses, gathering herself to one last effort. 8 years ago today, I lost my legs, and I lost my father as well. He died on the way to the hospital. I didn't even get to go to the graveside until 2 months later, and I couldn't attend his funeral. I'm so sorry. Don't be. That's what everyone says, that they're sorry. I hate hearing that, like anyone could have done anything to change what happened. You know the best piece of advice I got? These things happen. I don't even remember who said it, but I guess they didn't have anything better to say. But it's true, you know? These things happen. And there's nothing you can do about it. They aren't necessarily planned, and they aren't always bad. They aren't always good, but they are. So I made the decision that I would live without worrying about the future. And to be sure that I never had to say goodbye to anyone again. I decided I wouldn't let people get close to me anymore. After all, they could be taken away at any time. And you know what? She laughs, a little bitterly. Her eyes start to well up with tears, and I step forward to embrace her, but she holds up a hand to stop me. I'm not finished. A deep breath, and she continues. It worked pretty well. Until I met you and saw that you were trying to adjust the stuff here, so I thought I'd help you. And then you were so nice, and I couldn't help it. I just... Aww. The tears are flowing now, and she accepts the embrace this time. The rest of her sentence is mumbled into my chest. I tried not to fall for you, but I did. And then I tried to keep you at a distance like with my first boyfriend, but I couldn't. But I've been so scared because I don't want to lose you, and I might anyway. Hey, I'm still around, right? And maybe I won't be forever, but don't you think it will be fun while it lasts? Neither one of us could survive the day. There could be a bus crash or something, but so long as I know that I've been with you, I don't think it matters. A sudden thought strikes me, and I can't help laughing. My condition had me scared of dying so badly that I immediately seized on the opportunity Emmy had presented to improve my odds of living longer. But without Emmy, would there have been any motivation to keep up with my running? It hits me that Emmy is the reason I want to go running every day, so I can spend as much time with her as possible. Emmy looks up at me, confused. We'll go on living until we stop. And when we stop living, we'll be able to know that at least we've had time together. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Because I love you, Emmy. And right now that's enough for me. Emmy smiles through her tears and steps back from me. You know, it's funny. What is? I thought that the best way to live in the moment was to do it alone, but now I don't think I'd have it any other way. I'm glad I met you, Hizao. Well, these things happen. Emmy and I stay by the grave for a while, as Emmy pays her respects to her father. When she's ready to go, we exit the graveyard side by side. Emmy's mother drives us back to Yamaku. The trip is very quiet. We wave goodbye as the car drives off, and I glance down at the girl leaning on my arm. How are you feeling? Emmy shrugs non-committally. I'll be fine. Come on, let's go. Damn it, I've got this crappy cough. We pause outside the girls' dorm and I turn to face Emmy, ready to say goodbye. Why don't you come up for a while? Okay. The walk up to her room is in silence. I'm not sure why I supposed I'd turned away at the door. I guess I just assumed she'd want to be alone. Her mom, the nurse, hell, everyone who knew the significance of today seemed to think it would be best to leave Emmy alone. But she took me into the graveyard with her. She told me the whole story of what happened on the day she lost her legs. She wanted me around. The significance of this does not escape me. Emmy opens the door and steps into her room, not even bothering to invite me in, holding the door for me expectantly. I step in and the door swings shut behind me. Hey, can I ask you a favour? Sure. Can't guarantee I'll do it, but... Emmy giggles and pulls me into a kiss that starts out soft but deepens into something almost desperate. That's... Stay with me. Please. Her voice has dropped to a whisper. The question is barely audible over the sound of my own breathing. There's something about the way that she asks the question, the hesitancy in it, the quiet voice that makes me think she doesn't mean tonight. No, she means exactly what she said. Stay with me. Not tonight or forever, because both of us knows there's no such thing as forever. There's no time limit to a request, there's just the request. The favour. Can I do that? Can I stay with her? Of course. Sorry, my dad was telling me about the tennis. Ugh. We embrace again. Emmy guiding me towards her bed, stepping backwards with care until she sits down on the edge. Nope, I'm going to give you guys a treat. The only reason I'm actually doing this, guys... I gave myself a couple of seconds to think about it while I was getting back up to this point. And this is going to sound very, very, very cop-out-ish. It's going to sound like a massive excuse. But I genuinely feel like this is going to be so important for the moment, for the character, and for the story, that just this once, I'll allow it. Oh. Censored! She's gotten my shirt off by this point, and I've similarly lifted hers over her head, bra and all. Her shorts come off just as quick. I can't read this. With practiced ease, she removes her legs and pulls me onto the side of the bed with her, my hand coming around her smooth shoulder. Nope. Swagnet! Right. What does he want today? I cast my gaze over her face, down her neck, following the line to the swell of her Why do I do this shit? I lower my head, planting kisses across her chest, listening to her breath hitch as her hand slides further and further down my chest. Oh God, what have I done? As I work my way back up to her neck, I can feel her hands working at my belt. Now fumbling slightly with the buckle, now unbuttoning, now unzipping, until my pants fall to the floor. Okay. Her panties are noticeably darkened in the right place, showing that my earlier ministrations have produced some results. I don't even know what ministrations means and I think it's dirty. So you know what, let's get in the mood for this. Yeah, mate. I stepped back quickly and shook. You fucking Smash Bros, dickhead.
I'm really feeling it.
I move back in as Emmy reaches over into a drawer on her nightstand, removing a small foil package. She tears it open with a quick jerk of her teeth and reaches down to apply the protection, which, as always, causes me to gasp a little. Mate, don't use protection. Go in dry. If there's any kids watching this, please don't listen to me. Her expression suddenly changes as she takes the view of me in. Wait a second, are you still in your socks? Mate, take your socks off, you dickhead! I pause and look down. Apparently I am. Yeah, does that matter? Take them off. It's weird if you still have them on. You know, you've still got your socks on too. Yes, but I don't have my legs on, so it doesn't count. She got no legs! What has he been playing? The fuck is this? Unable to deny her logic, and impatient to have the conversation over anyway, I quickly remove the offending items. See these? Fucking take your socks off! I'm so eager to get back at Emmy that I practically jump on top of her, pushing her down playfully. Oh. Okay then. I don't quite know what to say. I don't know. Mate, why did I give up dealing to do this? Emmy's giggling and squirming quickly ends, replaced by a happy sigh as I enter her. Breathing deeply as she savours the feeling, she spreads her arms to grab the sheets. Her breath is in my ear as I begin moving, whispering words of encouragement, nipping up my neck, now at my mouth.
Hey, how you doing, little mama? Let me whisper in your ear. Tell you something that you might like to hear.
That's my jam. I play that at the brothel. My hips hit the edge of the mattress, shaking the bed. A part of my brain briefly wonders if I should try to be quieter before succumbing to the waves of pleasure racing up my spine. No, mate! Fucking shout your lungs out! Amy's stomach tenses as she grows closer to the edge, and as our bodies both begin to glisten with sweat, time begins to become hazy. The sound of my own breathing mingles with Emmy's panting, and I ready myself for a final surge before surrendering to the rushing wave of climax. Ain't that an Usher song? I think so. Emmy's body shudders and she cries out, her fingers digging into my back as I too lose control of myself. My back arches as I let myself go, feeling my body spasm as I orgasm. Bars! Mate, I'm gonna make your body spasm. I'm gonna leave you with a tasty orgasm. Shoot you in the face with a wagon wheel from Lidl. What am I doing with my life? I collapse next to Emmy, who almost immediately calls against me, smiling. Mentally, I feel grateful that Emmy keeps her nails short, otherwise I think she might have drawn blood. Fucking vampire! I sit up briefly to dispose of the now used condom and lay back down next to Emmy, who's in turn taking care of cleaning herself off. Mate, she should be cleaning you off. For a while, we lay in silence, savouring the feeling of being next to one another. Emmy is the first to speak. Hey, he's ow! Thanks for coming with me today. Oh my god, mate. You dirty bitch! I smile and plant a kiss on her head. Of course, my pleasure. Emmy snuggles closer, and I can feel her breathing begin to slacken as she begins to drift off to sleep. Okay, now when do you get up and leave? Just as she's about to fall asleep, she wakes up enough to mutter a single sentence. I love you, his owl. You better fucking leave right now, his owl. She's getting too close now. Sorry, mate, but that's feel. She clingy. She crazy. You gotta leave. Then she's out like a light, leaving me feeling like I'm on top of the world. I draw the slumbering Emmy as close as possible, pull the covers up to keep the chill off, and fall asleep as happy as I've ever been. Put your socks back on! Well, I can't do any more of this. So basically, that's where I'm going to leave this. So thank you very much for watching. And I will see you, you little dickheads, whenever I see you. So fuck off! Please don't fuck off, please stay.